93, Nelson. The piping in of our dignitaries tonight, the adjudicators, the 9 select people, who many of whom have been here before at our festival. They are the best of the lot. They are the people who make you want to come back next year. Those adjudicators are here, representatives from the city and from the school board, both of whom helped to make this festival possible. So I would like to begin, please, by asking you to stand, and we will have both anthems. The American anthem will be played by Paul Brueggemeyer's orchestra from Ferris High School and sung by the choir. Following that will be our anthem played by Dave Prosnick's band from Semiahmoo in White Rock. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please, for the singing of the anthem.
Amen.
shout out greetings to you from the city.
Around here. I don't know what's happened in the intervening years, but I went to school in this gymnasium myself, and I probably did a lot of shouting.
We just need more money, that's all.
Well, if it's money you need, I think it's the next person you need to speak to, because City Council, we just collect the taxes, but we don't set them. Well, for those of you from south of the line, in Canada, the municipality has to collect the taxes for the school board, the city, and the regional government, but we only get to spend what the city money. But because we put it all on our letterhead to the citizens, we get blamed for it all. Anyway, I didn't come here to talk about taxes. I came to talk about what a wonderful way this is to spend some of our school taxes to bring all these wonderful bands and choirs from all across British Columbia. I think there might be some from Alberta, and it's wonderful to have our friends and neighbors from south of the line in Washington, Idaho, and Oregon here. It isn't very many towns the size of Nelson that have the opportunity to host an event as large as this. It's awfully daunting to walk along Baker Street when this event is taking place, and there's 3,000 teenagers in Nelson. But you're very welcome. It's a real honor for all of us in Nelson to have this event in our community. I was very pleased to hear our MC and my friend Bruce say that this was Musicfest 93. Obviously, he's already knowing that it's going to be here again next year. So for those of you who come back next year, you're welcome this year, and you'll be even more welcome next. It's a pleasure, and I hope that this event has been a tremendous success for you. From the excitement I feel in the room tonight, and I think it has been. So it's really a pleasure for the City of Nelson to be the host for this wonderful event.
This activity is put on with the active support of the school board. It is not a process of benign neglect, but an active support, otherwise it would not happen. And on behalf of the school board, I would like to introduce to you Evelyn Bradford.
I have to warn you, I got roped into this morning because the original speaker wasn't able to make it. And I said, well, I don't even have a speech prepared. And she said, with the hype that's going on in this school, they won't be prepared to listen anyway. I think you're great. You're all fabulous. You're what makes this event happen. We have a few facilitators, and we present the forum, but it's you, the people, that participate and participate actively that makes a success of this festival. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Evelyn. Now I would like to introduce the adjudicators. I'll give a fast biographic sketch of each, and then I would ask that each stand to acknowledge the thunderous applause. We had the choice of cutting back on adjudicators this year because the festival was not going to be the size of last year's, but we decided no, we wanted 3 for each venue, and it was well worth doing that because that gave each participant full advantage of the skills of the adjudicators in clinic work and in thoughtful adjudication.
Rob McKenzie, he's a professional trombonist, composer, arranger from Vancouver. He teaches at Vancouver Community College and Cap College in North Vancouver. Rob McKenzie. Fred Stride is a professional composer, arranger, trumpeter. He's on faculty at UBC and he's director of jazz at UBC. Alan Matheson is a professional trumpeter, pianist, composer. He's an instructor at Vancouver Community College in jazz ensemble, jazz history. He's a member of the jazz quintet Fifth Avenue. Dave Dunnett has adjudicated with us many times before. We look forward to his return each year. He does a very fine job for us and for all the participants. He's had 30 years of working with school bands. He now is a teacher in residence at the University of Victoria. Dave Dunnett. Bob Rebliati, he's 20 years, has 20 years of teaching concert and jazz bands in North Vancouver. He recently received the BC Music Ed Professional BC Music Educators Professional Music Educator Award, and he's a distinguished Citizen Award for North Vancouver. Bob Rebliati. These people are the instrumental adjudicators. And Peter Stiggins, he's had 28 years of elementary and secondary teaching. He recently received the BC Music Educators Honorary Life Membership. And as you can see, he's going to enjoy that life membership for many years to come. Now the choral adjudicators. The choral venue was down at the Capitol Theatre. Both concert choirs and vocal jazz choirs were down there. These people were operating constantly through the 2 days. Carrie Kearns is choral director at Dollar Grove Secondary, and she's music consultant for Langley School District. She's adjudicated for us before, and we'd love to have her back. John Trepp, he's been here many times, both directing groups and as an adjudicator. Director of Choral Studies at McGee High School in Vancouver. He's a member of Vocal Committee of the International Association of Jazz Educators. He's the chairman of the Festival Canada Choral Division. John Trepp. It's always interesting getting adjudicated by John Trepp because he's adjudicated me so many times and mostly on the same things. And I wonder about my learning abilities because he keeps telling me certain things. And I'm learning a fair amount, but it's so mortifying to have him adjudicate me on some things that he's been saying about me for several years. But I'm getting there. And Janet Warren, choral director, Burnaby North Secondary, on staff with Soundwave Jazz Camp at Vancouver Community College, Board of Directors, Pacific Coast Music Festivals Association. Janet Warren. Now these people are the very best there is, and it's an honor to have them up here. For some reason they love to come up here. I don't know what it is. It certainly isn't because we feed them well, because right after this we have to let them go because they have not eaten. So what I'm going to do, and this may be, no, this will not be strictly from hunger, but what I'm going to do is ask a representative from each of the group of three, and each of the new stage band, concert band, and choirs to come up and make the awards. I think you have chosen from among you the ones who will be your spokespersons. Okay, I would call then, please, upon the stage band people, the representative from the stage band.
Well, I've got 3 awards to give out tonight in regards to the jazz end of things here at Festival Nelson. in this, each summer for about the last 12 years, I've been involved with another ongoing musical event, which I'm very happy to be part of. And it's the Kootenay Youth Music Center in Kootenay, BC. And the last 12 years, we've had the Pacific Jazz Workshop happening there. So this year, I'm very pleased to announce that I have 3 scholarships in the amount of $400 each to that experience in Kootenay, which takes place August 5th through the 17th in Kootenay, BC. So we won't drag this out too long. This wasn't sort of just by design, it just happened that way, but all 3 of these people happen to be from the same school, okay? So it just worked out that way. The first person that we would like to acknowledge with a $400 scholarship to the Pacific Jazz Workshop is from Semiahmoo Secondary School. He's a trumpet player, and his name is Rob Reef. The second scholarship from Semiahmoo School, again, is Scott Sant. Very good saxophonist and pianist. And the last candidate here is a bassist from Semiahmoo, Jody Crosney. Let's have a big hand for these 3 people here.
Thank you very much. We have some more that are in the stage band jazz category, and we'd like to present these at this time. First of all, on behalf of Vancouver Community College's Jazz and Commercial Department, I have 2 awards to present to a couple of people that we really enjoyed their work throughout the festival and impressed us greatly, among a number of very impressive players. And one of the wonderful things about doing a festival like this is coming out and meeting and hearing the people who are enriching the jazz and classical and vocal communities throughout North America. And the first person we'd like to acknowledge is for a $500 scholarship towards full-time tuition at Vancouver Community College is Derek Chark from Semiahmoo. We have another one that we'd like to present to a percussionist who impressed us with his ability to play a number of different styles and adapt his playing to whatever situation he is in, given a trio or a 22-piece band. Kyle Radominsky. Thank you, gentlemen. And we have one more that's presented by a local company here that's very involved in the music scene. Thompson Guitars, and they have a guitar care kit that they have presented to an outstanding musician here, and again, many people were possible. We decided to pick a well-versed homeboy, Kevin Armstrong.
And I would call upon the representative of the choral adjudicators. And it looks like it's Janet Warren.
Thanks, Bruce. We each have some awards to make tonight, and it's my pleasure to make awards on behalf of Vancouver Community College's Soundwave Jazz Camp. This summer marks the 4th annual camp. The camp is held in the summer. It is an intensive 1-week in-depth study of vocal jazz with studies in vocal production, solo, master soloing, group studies, jazz history. a variety of things pertaining to the art of vocal jazz. We have decided to acknowledge 2 developing vocal jazz programs by having their director choose a suitable candidate to attend the camp. This is a full tuition to the Soundwave Jazz Camp, which happens this August. May I please have the following 2 gentlemen, I sure hope they're here, come and receive these on behalf of their school and on behalf of their vocal jazz groups. First of all, Mr. Paul Cummings from Hatzick Secondary School. Is there anybody from Hatzick here? Okay. And Mr. Douglas Orr from Golden Secondary School.
We have also selected from several outstanding soloists 2 students to acknowledge, and the first of these is Jackie Withrup from Ferris High School.
This is an award for Outstanding Vocalist in the choral category, and it's presented on behalf of Mr. Dave Glacken. It's a cash award, and in this case, it goes to Mr. Ross McGillivray.
It's my pleasure to announce a couple of scholarships from the New West Jazz Clinic, which is held in Vancouver each August, this year from August 16th to the 22nd. It's a jazz workshop, 1 week intensive that features instruction in combo, improvisation, and big bands. And we have 2 winners of $150 scholarships from Semiahmoo J.P. Carter. In addition, from Rossland Secondary School Jazz Band, we unfortunately didn't get this young lady's last name. Perhaps somebody can fill it in, or certainly we'll get the festival organizers to fill that name in. This is Dara Lynn from Rossland Secondary Jazz Band. For anyone without, I don't know how many Dara Lynns there are in that group. Trumpet player. All right, there we go. Thank you.
On behalf of my colleagues, I'd like to congratulate and extend congratulations to each and every one of the concert bands who participated in the festival. We've heard some very fine, outstanding groups in the last 2 days, and there's a noticeable improvement in the quality of performance. Please keep up the good work. In the concert band venue, it's very, very difficult to pick out an outstanding individual, and we spent considerable time debating this. But it's indeed a pleasure on behalf of Ward Music Limited to present a cash scholarship of $100 to Mr. Derek Chark, the famous trombone composer and arranger from Semiahmoo. Mr. Chark.
I'll let the adjudicators go in just a moment. I would like to just mention that this festival was invented by Helene McGall a few years ago, and she built it into a large, very strong festival. She left last year, moved to Kootenay Kiltie, and is doing a very fine job there. And she left a system behind her. She left a lot of notes. She almost wrote the book that we had to follow. The person who had to follow this and do a lot of inventing of his own is Kevin Innes. I would like to introduce to you the organizer of this festival, Kevin Innes.
Thank you very much. It certainly has, as I mentioned before, been very much like a big party for me, a music party. In the sense that, as I mentioned last night, I mostly see the things that have to be done and not so much the music that's going on, but from the sound of it, the little bit that I've heard, it's been a great festival for all of you. And I look forward to hearing all of you next year. Bye-bye.
I knew the adjudicators wanted to be here for this. During the preparations for the festival, the board, in its wisdom, flew Helene up to see how things were going, to talk with Kevin to make sure everything was on schedule, and she's here now. I would like to introduce you to the First Lady, Helene McGall.
Well, what can I say? This is a real pleasure for me to be here and a real pleasure to be with my colleagues. I want you to know that this festival really is for you, and it's very educational. We have the very best here, the very best in Canada. Thank you.
The adjudicators put a lot of their time, their energy, their love into this festival, and we want to be able to reciprocate by saying to them, thank you very much. You've heard these groups before many times. You've adjudicated them. Please go for supper now. Will you pipe them out, please, while we're... Some have chosen to say. Now that's dedication. Now to the main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the two groups tonight, it's going to be organized the way it was last night. I think that's a good idea. One group plays, the other group plays, and the directors do their own announcing. So I'll make fast introductions and then I'll pass it over to the directors. From Ferris High School in Spokane, Paul Brueggemeyer has been there for 11 years in the school. The school is 1,500 in population. It's one of 9 of the same size in Spokane. This school has 6 choirs, 2 concert bands, a stage band, a string and a full orchestra. It has a percussion ensemble and a jazz band. A very active music program. They have graced us with all these ensembles competing with us in the festival. It's wonderful to have groups this quality for us all to learn from. So not only are they playing for us, but they competed with us, and I think that's a wonderful thing for them to do. Over here we have the Semiahmoo High School. I asked some of the students, now I haven't received the latest version, but I was mischievous enough to ask them what Semiahmoo means. We know it's a native word, and we think it means something like Half Moon Bay. It sort of describes the topography of the shore of White Rock. Dave Prosnick has been 18 years in Surrey. He's been 6 years at White Rock. The school, Semiahmoo, has 1,700 students. 350 of whom are in the music program. There are 5 levels of stage band. I'm not sure how many levels of concert band are there. How many concert bands? 3. And of course, you're concert band number 1. Let me guess. Maybe they don't number themselves. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to Dave Prosnick, and I'm going to turn it over to Paul Brueggemeyer, and they will do their own announcement tonight. Thank you very much. Will you welcome them?
We'd like to open the program with a string march, and then we're going to invite the Ferris High School Choir to do a bit. This is the Emblem of Unity, edited by James Swearingen.
Oftentimes you hear people get up and say it's an honor and a privilege to be someplace, and you're not really sure if they are sincere. Well, I want you to be assured that I am sincere when I say we at Ferris High School are honored to represent our school, our community, our state, as well as our country, to you wonderful people here in Nelson. We came to the festival in Nelson in 1987, and that was the first year that Helene had it, and fell in love with it, and we have been able to come up here almost every year. And every time we come, I learn a great deal, my students learn a great deal, and we learn to love and respect your country very, very much. You are so privileged to have this wonderful festival. It's a secret that's getting out. There would have been a lot more groups from the United States this year had it not been for the fact that Bloomsday in Spokane is this weekend. And there's about 35,000 people that will be running tomorrow morning. As we get up leisurely, have our breakfast and head home, they're going to be out on the streets of Spokane running. So these students are dedicated enough to miss it one year to be able to attend this festival. And I don't think you could find one that wouldn't say with me that it was worth it, because it certainly was wonderful again for all 6 of our choirs to be adjudicated by the marvelous people that worked with our students. We'd like to begin tonight with a song by Lloyd Fausch called Music's Empire. Kind of starts with a Gregorian chant style as it weaves its way through history. It also tells kind of the history of music as it evolves, so to speak. This is a beautiful piece called Music's Empire. Next, we would like to do a song that is from quite a few centuries ago, 16th century to be exact. This is a Kyrie eleison. Now, I don't know how many people know what that means, and basically it's kind of an interesting thing. Kyrie eleison means Lord have mercy. Christe eleison means Christ have mercy. And then we sing Kyrie again 3 times. The ancient church believed that God had 3 parts. And so they would sing this 3 times, 1 for each part of the Godhead. Interesting concept for a song. And you think, well, how would they have done that? And that's the symbolism behind that. And this is the Kyrie by Helene McGall, who just happens to be a Saxon. Now, what does that mean to most of you? Well, at Ferris, our mascot is a Saxon. And so we're singing a song by a Ferris Saxon, no, a real Saxon from Germany, Helene McGall. As a public school director, I think that when a question comes to you from someone in the community, why do you do so many religious songs? It's very important that you answer that question well. I think that one of the things that we like to do is music of all styles. Well, most of the older styles, I'm afraid, were never written down, therefore they were lost. The only literate musicians that we have record of came from the church, because that's where all the literate people were. And so most of the music that we perform that is of the older tradition is religious. And we find that most of the best composers were well paid by the church, therefore their music is the best. And so even though we can't specifically speak to the thought behind or what can you say exactly, condone or preach what the songs say, you can definitely tell the kids what the words mean and how it was originally set. the beauty in which the music was composed, and therefore trying to relate that beauty as you perform it. This next piece is also a religious piece taken from the first chapter of Genesis, talking about the creation. And we hear a lot about evolution and creation and the argument there, but this is a beautiful setting by Willie Richter of the creation.
God created
Thank you. We'd like to close our portion of the... I should know better. We would like to close our portion of the program by doing 2 short movements from the Gloria by Vivaldi. During the holiday season, we had an opportunity to perform the entire work with soloists, and it's a wonderful piece. If you haven't had an opportunity to do it, I hope you do sometime. This is the Gloria and the Cum Sancto Spiritu by Antonio Vivaldi.
We're going to move right along with the concert band portion, and I'm going to not say very much about it. It's one of the pieces we prepared for the festival. Three folk miniatures. It's French-Canadian songs written by and arranged by André Jutres. 3 folk miniatures. Just a couple of more quick ones for you. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to a young gentleman that came to me by way of UVic. I am a sponsor teacher for his final practicum, and it's not very often that you run into a young teacher just coming into the field that is well versed across all of the various facets of a music program. We have concert choir, jazz choir, concert band, jazz band, guitar, various combos, all kinds of small ensembles. And this young gentleman has fit right in. He's taken over. I would feel very comfortable if I could not carry on with the program, letting the program go into his hands. And I'd like to have him direct this piece. He introduced it to these youngsters about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago. So bear with the lack of finesse perhaps at times, but I think they do a fine job on it. It's a traditional piece. It's been around, but to most of my youngsters, they haven't heard this piece before. It's Toccata for Band, Frank Erickson, directed by Mr. Justin Glibbery. This is our final piece, and before we do this number, I'd like to extend our thank yous to Kevin and his crew, the folks that looked after us. I know I was short with some of you, and I apologize for that. I had a full day yesterday, I think 5 or 6 groups yesterday and 5 or 6 today, and if I was short of patience, it sure wasn't your fault. It was my own fault. I was probably ill-prepared for something or didn't have some forms that I was supposed to have. So I just turn around and take it on the people around me. And you always hurt the ones you love, and these folks can tell you how much I hurt them from time to time. I'm somewhat ruthless from time to time, but I really believe in what I'm doing. Not so much the music part of it, but the discipline that it takes to become as good as these young players have become. And they make me look awfully, awfully good. They make my life very happy. And whatever they may do, whatever they may do in their life, I believe that if you take part for 4 or 5 or 6 years in a good, strong music program, it doesn't matter what you pursue, you're going to be successful, because the kind of discipline that it takes to play the way some of these people are playing is, there are no words to express. So again, thank you to Nelson. I love this country. If you need a music person sometime, maybe you could just give me a hand. This is called the Nathan Hale Trilogy by James Cornell.
The final number, ladies and gentlemen, will be a combined number. The Ferris choir will be accompanied by the Semiahmoo concert band. It would be nice if the last thing that happened tonight was music and not speeches, so I just have one final thing to say. You've heard said that if an army marches on its stomach, we have an army of volunteers here who are motivated solely by their love of music made by young people. I would ask you, please, at the end of the concert, if you could help to volunteer by just stacking chairs in groups of 5. It would take us all about 4 minutes, well, 10 minutes, if we just stacked a few chairs before we left. So that army of volunteers could do its job efficiently. Once the choir is in place, I'll ask Paul Bergemeyer to introduce the piece.
As a citizen of the United States, I find it curious that we in that country are called Americans because there's a lot of people that lived in America. Canadians are on the American continent, Mexico, I mean, aren't we all? And this song is dedicated to America, and it says Hymn to America, and that's the subtitle, and it's Born to be Free is the name of the song. And the United States and Canada share a marvelous heritage, one that we are proud of, and I know that you are proud of, and the more we are up here and experience your culture, the more we know why you are proud of your culture. It's wonderful. We would like to finish then with the band and the choir doing Born to be Free.